Okay. So, last time we were in Cragmaw Castle, and basically one word, owl bear. And
Enough said.
Technically, that's
Enough
two
said.
words.
If you check the monster manual, it is I think one word. But yeah, you barely survived that, although you lost one of our own, our dear beloved Gavin of Thundertree. Yep. So after you rescued Gundren, you buried him under a tree out in the forest on Neverwinter Wood. Said a few words. Gave a prayer to Cage, and yeah, then you went back to Phandalin. Yeah, and I think that's where we left off. Although I think you got a little bit of a reward from saving Gundren. He promised you all a share in his, or in the any profits that the what's that, Wave Echo Cave rediscovery would bring in. So got all that, and you all leveled up to 4, I think. Nice. Reminds me, I should have this stuff. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so yeah, you guys are in Phandalin. Yeah. I'll just say you guys are hanging out in the town hall with Sildar and Gundren. Sildar's overjoyed, of course, to see Gundren, his old friend.
He's Gundren, he's your cousin? Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. And the
Twice
other two
removed on my
guys,
mother's side.
mother's ex-roommate's brother.
Yep.
Yeah. And those other 2 ones that went missing, they're also your cousins?
Yeah.
Are they
A lot of
brothers to one another? Or no?
Uh,
All 3 of them?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, they're all brothers. All 3 of them are. Okay.
Because I think they're all part of the same group, the Rot Seekers,
Yeah.
whatever they're...
It's the clan. That's your clan, Vondel.
Oh, right. I'm part of that too. Yeah, right.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Gundren told us about the black spider.
Yes.
If you guys recall, and he claimed that she kind of orchestrated this whole thing, kidnapping all 3 of them, and she's going after Wayeko Cave as well.
Well,
I-
Gundren doesn't know what happened to his brothers. He, well, I mean, he was, in Cragmaw and captured by the goblins all this time. He didn't ever see his brothers, but I mean, you guys obviously inform him that you haven't been able to track them down either, and they haven't been back in town, so he's obviously worried.
Okay. How far is Wayeko Cave from here, Gundren?
Well, he sets out the map that you guys recovered from Cragmaw as well. And Wave Echo Cave is about a day's journey off into the hills to the east of Phandalin. Maybe a little less than a day. Like, you could get to it before nightfall. Off to the east in the hills. At the foot of the Sword Mountains, actually.
Found him again.
Mm-hmm.
How familiar is he with the cave?
He and his brothers basically just found it, and that's why they needed all the mining equipment and everything. It was to fully explore it and map it out and everything. And that's obviously when it attracted the attention of this spider individual, and caused this whole mishap to happen. so they have not fully mapped it out, but they know it's from legend and just from their cursory observations. It's a pretty big complex. You know, it was once the heart of a very prosperous mine. You know, that basically brought wealth to the whole surrounding area.
But it's since run dry.
Well, it was since lost to memory because there was like a huge battle when people tried to take the cave, orcs and evil spellcasters and whatnot. And you know, after the tumultuous battle, like it was the location of it was lost, and there was like cave-ins and all this stuff. It was thought destroyed.
Does Gundren know anything else besides what he or she goes by, this black spider? Is it a woman, does he know, or a man?
He has no idea. He just knows that bugbear, the leader of Cragmaw Castle, talked about it a lot, and you know, a few of the creatures that tortured him made mention of it.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, if we don't have any loose ends that we want to tie up in Phandalin, I guess we can make plans to try to head up to this cave. Was there anything? I mean, I guess we're not too concerned about Thunder Tree now that Gavin's gone.
Yes.
There was like a dragon up there and all this other shit, but
That druid will deal with
priorities.
it.
Next campaign, that'll be my my setting that I DM.
Thunder Tree.
Avenging Gavin.
Nice.
But yeah.
Is Sildar? Can you remind me? He was the bodyguard for? No.
Yes.
Yeah, he was the bodyguard.
He was the bodyguard of Gundren,
Yeah.
a member of the Lord's Alliance, which is a
Lord's Alliance.
sort of a group in the area around Neverwinter who, you know, seek to preserve the peace and prosperity of civilization. All that.
Is Gundren also affiliated with this?
No.
Okay. With the Alliance. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And obviously Sildar's feeling a little bit better after his days of rest in Phandalin.
Mm-hmm.
So he is offered to accompany you guys to Wayback Cave.
Yeah, I can definitely see the strength here in this group, and it would be my pleasure to accompany you further.
Well, we don't want you, so what?
I can offer. Right. So I'm gonna head out then.
Don't you have a town meeting to orchestrate or something?
Yeah. Where's the mayor? I need to suck his dick.
Alright. What?
Who said that?
Oh my god. Okay, so what are you guys doing? If you leave now, you can get there before nightfall. Or if
Oh,
you
it's
have
really
any
that close?
preparations you want to do. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we should see if we can get our hands on some health potions, perhaps?
No, that
Don't
didn't
need a
remind
repeat.
me at all last time.
Cragmaw
so I don't
Castle.
know why we bother having any of those. Or ever again, for that matter.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just much.
Let's just rat them out of the game.
Yeah. Cannon. Done.
PC said it.
No, yeah.
Yeah, see if we
I
can
got
find...
to have like ropes or basic rigging or something like that. I don't know. Especially, is this a place that's in a state of disrepair, or is this? I mean, it's just a cave.
We can assume it's parts of it are caved in, and yeah, it's probably pretty treacherous to navigate. So.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
do we have that in our basic adventuring gear, or will we have to acquire that?
Sorry.
ropes and such. Like maybe some.
I think some of you have it.
Yeah. I bought a climber's kit last time we went.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of stuff.
Oh my god.
If you look at in the handbook or whatever, you'll find you'll have things called or kits or something. Some of you do, but basically some of those have. Actually, you might have just written it all out. But yeah, I mean, Vondel has rope. Darius has rope.
Oh,
Yeah,
Got a bunch of torches. Gavin had rope. What is Sildar?
Sildar, he doesn't have any rope or climbing equipment. He's got a set of fine clothes. He's got a signet ring, a scroll of pedigree. I mean, he likes to keep it classy. I mean, he's definitely
Sounds about
a
right.
great fighter, but he's more honor bound and somewhat of a neat freak, I guess.
Probably, actually, yes.
What is that scroll? The scroll?
Yeah, I'm
Is that-
trying to, of pedigree. I'm trying to look that up. Inheriting a new character all of a sudden, you know.
I think it's just you're a noble or some lesser noble, some
Okay.
house or something.
Mhm.
So that's proof
Yeah.
of your nobility, along with your signet ring.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Very nice. Alright. So yeah, are we gonna stop by the trader or where are we going? The, cloister? Lion...
The what?
Like,
Fancy pony? What?
in Fanolin, there's that trader, like the foreign trader.
Oh man, didn't do that either.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess Sildar's gonna head there for kind of shopping around and getting stocked up for our journey.
Where's the P8?
Okay. Yeah, I think that place would have some healing potions if you want to buy them.
You had your con mod, right?
What'd you say?
You had your con mod when you're increasing your health, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming Sildar is 4, yeah. I'm gonna roll up to the AP.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to roll that now, it's a good idea.
Alright,
So it would be 3d10 plus 6.
times 3,
Them ones.
Should roll them all at once. I knew it. I should roll them at once. Or not at once. Yeah. Let's see. It's 14. Alright.
And I don't know, I guess you want to give Sildar the Talon?
Yeah, that's probably wise. I assume he wields.
Fondo, did you take that ring off Gavin?
I sure did.
Your protection? Not surprised. He didn't deserve it anyway.
Wow.
I was just up +1 to AC, right?
And
Saving throws?
yeah, it was like some kind of saving.
Interesting.
Do you remember, Alan, what the ring did? Was
Let me check.
Look, I think I think Gavin's notes. Silver band of protection.
Ring of
+1 AC and +1 saving.
Yeah. Yep.
nice.
Okay.
What's the XP level right now? What are you guys at?
Exactly 27. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just rounded you guys up there, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Good guy, Dean.
So I'll assume that there's enough healing potions for each of you to get one from the lion coster. What is it called?
Okay. Oh, we also got, we found 3 potions at Cragmaw, so
Lion shield coster. Yeah, that's fine.
I assume the 3 who were alive when we left Cragmaw would have one of each of those.
Yeah.
And then everyone gets one. Yeah. Darius might suggest Kanaso, if you don't think you'll be needing 2, perhaps Sildar, being on the front lines, may have more need of an extra potion of healing.
Kanasso sort of looks at you like it's a little bit of a, well, not a glare, but you kind of put him on the spot and he can't say no. So he hands one over.
Well, Sildar would be like, my friend, not to offend you, but I mean, to be honest, I am a bit more stocky in my build than you are. I'm sure if I need it during the midst of battle, you could just throw it my way. But why don't you hang on to it? You know, I'm feeling pretty good.
He inclines his head in a nod and says, hopefully I don't have to, hopefully it doesn't come to that. But yeah, of course.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got potions of healing. I mean, I'm probably just gonna. How much are they? They're like 50 gold, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess Gavin will walk over to one of the shelves, the coster, and I guess does he have good rapport with the lion's head?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, okay.
Especially now that you're rolling with the group. They you guys returned her goods back from the goblin cave back in the first one.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he'll be like, hey, we're talking to the merchant. We are going on a very trying quest, and we're going to need some means of keeping ourselves of able body. Perhaps this healing potion, in good faith, you could sell to me for 40 gold, and in return, I will bring you back a trinket of our spoils.
She says, "Sure. I suppose you lot are good for it."
All right. Yeah, he'll buy another one from there. Do that.
So wait. Are you including? Because you're all buying. I said there's enough there for each of you to get one more. Are you already including that, or are you?
Oh,
Is
I
this
was
what you guys are doing now?
Buying one for me, like an extra one. And so Sildar didn't have to give me another one. You know what I mean? I was just buying. You said there was one there for everybody, so.
Right. Okay.
Sildar's just taking.
Okay, so Sildar's buying his
40.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So Sildar now has one. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so the rest of you have figured out who's paying for the other 3 for the rest of you?
I mean, I was just...
Our coffers are a bit of a clusterfuck. It's like...
Really?
I honestly, I don't know if I have an accurate count of how much gold we have. 'Cause we have, like, all of these gemstones and things. And, like,
I kept track of actually how much
silver and...
money I have, but I have no idea about, like, the gemstones and...
Well, I don't think
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
ever sold those or like had a point at which we could sell those. So like now would be the time to like, hey, check out these gems and other miscellaneous artifacts.
Well, I think you guys have enough cash to cover it, right?
Yeah, we've got tons of... how much was in that sack of gold that we found at Cragmaw? I don't think we ever talked about it. I think V
Yeah.
found it, and he just kind of threw it at Darius. It would never, like,
Who just has kept it for himself? Yeah. Right.
right, and then, I mean, what sack of gold? Never mind.
Actually, Canasso found it and left before while you guys were all dead. So.
It is 220 silver pieces and 160 electrum.
Okay. That turns into 80 gold. The silver is... So 10 silver per gold? So it'd be 102 gold?
Yeah. Or 100, well, yeah. Electrum is 2 to 1, right?
Yeah. So it'd be 80 gold from the electrum and 22 from the silver.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so I mean, you could just put all that, and like, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, because I don't think you have much other use for your money.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Alright.
you guys
Sounds
can
good.
figure it out.
Yeah, if any of you guys want to look into, like, yeah, climbing kit or something,
Is the place on a large hill?
it's a mine, so
Oh, right.
in the various states of disrepair, so.
Naturally.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll pick up a climber's kit too.
How much is that?
Should be in the basic rules.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. It's
There's like a special sidebar about kits, because they hold like a certain selection of equipment packs.
oh, I see it. 25 gold. Okay, cool. Okay.
Actually, no, those are different. Those are like starting gear. But yeah, climber's kit is. Climber's kit includes, pythons, boot tips, gloves, and a harness.
Cool. I'll say a climber's kit
So I guess you would need rope with that.
and rope. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I already have rope, so...
Sounds
Well,
good.
Never hurts to have a lot of rope, though.
It's true.
I mean, it's 1 gold piece. I'll snag 50 deep just for the fuck of it.
Just gonna
Pretty
be
much.
mummified in rope as we're traveling.
I also bought some more rations. Just 5 silvers,
Alright.
gold. Hey, I'm good. Got my stuff.
Okay. Alright, so you guys heading out?
I think so. Yeah. No, never mind. I was gonna say horses or something, but that's unnecessary.
Yeah. Horses are a little bit expensive. They're like 75 a pop. Okay. Okay, makes sense. All that. That's cool. All right. So yeah, you guys head out following the map that Gundren's let you borrow. Actually, you probably made a copy of it and then headed out. Yeah, and it takes maybe 6 hours travel towards the east through the hills. It's rough going, but nothing you guys aren't accustomed to. And eventually the map leads you to a cave entrance, right in the face of one of the sword mountains. And yeah, the entrance tunnel leads into a large cavern. You guys, it's pitch black inside. You guys lighting up torches and heading in.
Lighten up. Yeah, I suppose so. Is Gundren with us or no? It's just the...
No, Gundren's recovering. Like, you know, he was tortured for like the past week.
He's taking a vacation.
Yeah, this extended leave of absence.
Yeah, you know what, boss? I don't think I'm gonna come in. I got tortured last week.
Well, can you come in Saturday?
If you can't, you're fired.
Fine, I'll just get Harry to do it. Your ass is out of here. No, I'll come in. Actually, I have dark vision.
Okay.
But I guess that's just in dim light. It says you see in dim light within a 60-foot radius.
And you can
And
see in
darkness?
darkness as if
Okay,
it was
yeah.
dim. But dim light, just so you know, gives a disadvantage to perception checks and any attack rolls, stuff like that, made against creatures or objects in dim light.
Interesting. Do you, Canassa, do you have any spells or anything? Do you have a cantrip that you can kind of light up?
I do. I can put a light on an object.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you guys have like 20 torches between you. Just
I,
saying.
there's
Like,
that too. So
I was just thinking it might, I don't know if it's easy for you to quickly extinguish it if you need to. Like if we come across something down there and we want to try to hide, maybe a little bit tougher to shove a torch like under your shirt.
who's that?
But yeah, I mean, if you'd rather not, then we can use torches too. Good old-fashioned way.
Yeah, if Sildar has, I guess, knew about this mine, does he have any? Has he been here before? Does he have any intelligence on like any of its layout?
No, Sildar, you haven't been here before.
Okay.
I mean, that's one of the reasons Gundren hired you to come out here, is that, you know, the big find of Wake of Echo Cave, and, you know, you're a good friend, you work for the Lord's Alliance, you'd be great help in setting up shop, but
And
that never happened.
As a reminder, what were they mining?
Alright, so the history of Wave Echo Cave is...
Need a history check?
No, you've already established this long before in the adventure. More than 500 years ago, clans of dwarves and gnomes made an agreement known as Fandelver's Pact, by which they would share a rich mine in the wondrous cavern known as Wave Echo Cave. In addition to its mineral wealth, which is probably like iron and maybe semi-precious metals and gemstones and stuff. The mine contained great magical power. Human spellcasters allied themselves with the dwarves and gnomes to channel and bind that energy into a great forge called the Forge of Spells, where magic items could be crafted. Times were good, and nearby human town of Phandalin prospered as well, but then disaster struck when orcs swept through the north and laid waste all in their path. A powerful force of orcs, reinforced by evil mercenary wizards, attacked Wave Echo Cave to seize its riches and magic treasures. Human wizards fought alongside their dwarf and gnome allies to defend the Forge of Spells, and the ensuing spell battle destroyed much of the cavern. Few survived the cave-ins and tremors, and the location of Wake Echo Cave was lost.
Until now.
Yes. There were always people looking for it, but yeah, Gundren found it.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Let's do quick perception to try to see if it looks like anyone's been through this area recently.
Sure.
Footprints or any sorts.
Okay. Yeah, you notice there are some tracks. I mean, obviously this cave, it looks like a normal cave. If this was the entrance to the fabled, mine, it's got to be like a side entrance or some newly formed opening that's revealed it. This is obviously not the great entrance to a gnomish and dwarven fortress. But yeah, you do see tracks. You actually see some dwarf tracks.
Interesting. Yeah, Darius will kind of point them out casually to Vondel. See if there's anything in particular about them. If I don't know if there's a particular kind of boot print that this guy's got Nikes on.
not that I would really know.
Yeah.
But it could be a good sign.
perhaps.
Mondel, most of the dwarves that you know, are you friendly with most of them, or are there kind of factions of dwarves that are a little less pleasant?
I mean, there's always been some outcasts, but I'd say for the most part, dwarves generally get along together. I mean, people kind of know about each other's clans, so.
Okay.
Also, looking a little bit further, Darius, you notice that there are some other footprints too. These ones are maybe a little bigger than dwarf feet, but definitely still humanoid.
Or do they appear to be in like clothed shoe prints, or are they like bear?
They're actually owl bear footprints.
Bear.
They're booted feet.
Alright. Yeah, it seems like
These-
he's been through
these-
recently. So.
These tracks aren't too recent though. They're maybe like a week old.
I guess I'm Darius. If you want to scout ahead, my chainmail and Vondel's armor doesn't really allow us to be too quiet. But if you are our eyes, I'll keep my eyes peeled for any like ledges or high ground that I might be able to climb up on, or any drops that we might, encounter.
Say no more. More than happy to lead the charge. Yeah, Darius will grab a torch and
Be right
spark
behind
it
you.
up.
But I guess before you leave, do we know, like, were these tracks that were just leading in and none are coming out?
Yeah, they seem to be leading inward.
Okay.
There are a few that are going out as well, but the vast majority are inward.
Okay. So yeah, Darius will light up one of the torches and bid the group adieu for now. I'll try not to get myself too lost in there, but only time will tell. Yeah, so he's gonna kind of start making his way slowly in through the entrance, keeping an eye on the footprints and where they go, and like specifically where they tread on the ground, and keeping an eye out for traps that may be associated with it. So.
Gotcha. Okay, make a perception check. Okay, yeah, you head into the cave, torch held out in front of you, and the cave is just a sort of a straight shot, a single tunnel. There's you don't pass any branches or anything, and you keep your eye on the prints in front of you and make sure nothing's untoward is going to happen by following them. And you take your time, but eventually the entrance tunnel leads into a large cavern supported by a natural pillar of rock and containing 3 stalagmites. I guess I'll do this. Large cavern supported by a natural pillar of rock, 3 stalagmites. In the western part of the cave, behind the column of rock, are 3 bedrolls and a heap of ordinary supplies. Sacks of flour, bags of salt, casks of salted meat, lanterns, flasks of lamp oil, pickaxes, shovels, and other gear. Amid the supplies you see the body of a dwarf miner, dead for at least a week. The northeastern section of the cavern has collapsed, forming a 10-foot wide, 20-foot deep pit. A sturdy hempen rope is tied off around the nearby stalagmite and dangles down off the side of the pit, at the bottom of which is a rough-hewn tunnel leading northwest and east.
Interesting. Does the dead dwarf in the western side, is he wearing anything of interest? Do his robes have the signal of whatever.
He's definitely not wearing robes. Yeah, I mean, he's wearing sort of just miner's clothes, a vest, and, leather breeches and boots and stuff. You don't recognize who it is, but you have this feeling that it's one of the rock seekers.
Okay. And do I hear anything coming from down in the pit? Voices at all?
Actually, yeah. As you were getting deeper and deeper into this cave, you started to hear. I mean, at first it sort of like shocked you. You heard this like thundering, almost like the sound like you're standing on like a beach during a storm. But it passed after a moment. But every few minutes or so, you hear this thundering sort of crashing of waves, just sort of echoing through the cave and rumbling your feet, the stone at your feet.
The rope that's tied off and going into the pit, is it do I see it like quiver at all, or like occasionally kind of get like taut? Or...
No, it's just
Still.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So Darius is gonna make his way back out carefully and kind of wave the group forward. We'll just tell him to kind of follow his footsteps again, just in case if there's anything that he happened to not switch on the way in. And yeah, he'll lead him, tell him to be as quiet as possible, and lead him back into this cavern.
Gotcha. All right, one second. Let me get you guys over here. Jacob, breathing into the mic a little bit.
Oh, am I? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. That's
So
all right.
do it louder, please. I couldn't hear it, Dio.
Has it been persistent this whole time?
No, I just noticed it right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's weird.
Could I get a new icon?
Nope. You're Gavin's twin brother,
No.
Mavin. Alright, one second.
Gale.
Is it still happening for any of you?
I don't know if that's me breathing. Is it a different sound? You still hear it?
Do you guys hear it?
I can't even hear myself breathe.
I hear it for sure. Yeah. And it's not me because it happens when I'm muted. So.
Can you still hear it?
Nope. Oh,
A little bit.
I was holding my breath. I have a fan on next to me.
Oh,
So
the
does
fan.
it
It
not
wasn't-
play?
That hasn't caused any. Alright, hold on. Mute.
Nice. I like the great axe.
yep. Okay. So Gundren, not Gundren, Vondel, as you walk in, you immediately recognize the body of this dwarf as Tharden, one of Gundren's brothers.
No!
My God.
So I guess as soon as I see him, I'll kind of just be overwhelmed with probably sadness and probably shed a couple of tears. I'll try not to really call out as much, just because I know that we're treading in here, but kind of a little taken aback.
Gotcha. Are any of you going to search Tharden? Or do anything like that, or are you sort of...
I mean, I'm kind of going to examine his
Keeping
body to
vigil.
see if I can figure out how he died.
Okay.
Can I use, like, medicine or something?
There's no need. It looks like his, he was stabbed in the chest, probably while he was sleeping.
This man was stabbed. Look, here. Looks like he was stabbed in the heart while he was sleeping.
If it was one of us in this room. My God.
But yeah, he's,
Let's tour these caves together and see if we can find the killer.
I don't want any of you out of my sight.
Crazy circumstances ensue. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. It was the butler all along. You know.
The butler of Wave Echo.
But yeah, it looked like, and as you guys are looking around now that all of you are here, you definitely see the signs of a scuffle along here. So it looks like, whatever snuck up on these rock seekers took Thardan's life and left him there. Though it looks like his body is sort of undisturbed besides his wound. You notice that his boots are a very fine make. And everything else is undisturbed. So it seems like simple robbery is definitely not the motive.
Well,
Does he have any documents on him at all?
is there anything...
Nope, nothing else on him though.
How big is the jump?
Well, for a dwarf, it's... why don't you give me a roll for girth?
Regular roll for iPad.
Girth check? No. Alright.
Yeah, Darius will kind of clap a hand on Vondel's shoulder. Wordless apology for his loss. And, yeah, then he's gonna kind of head on over to the ledge of this pit
Okay.
and see if he can discern anything by looking down.
Just what you saw before. It's 10 foot wide, 20 foot deep. There's that rope dangling off of that stalagmite,
Okay.
leading down into it, and there's an exit. You can see tunnels at the bottom, one leading off to the northwest, which is like right here, and then one to the east, right there.
Is the end of the rope that's hanging from that stalactite, is it frayed at the end, or is it cut, or like why it's just a
No.
rope hanging out around a stalagmite, or?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it was used by the rock seekers and probably their killers to get in and out of this pit.
Swing.
Alright.
So, who's going in first?
Okay. Darius is more than up for heading in first. Hey, Canasso, do you have any sorts of magic stuffs that can make things invisible? I guess not I mean, inanimate things.
As it happens, I believe it's either me or an adjacent creature, but I also took prestidigitation, but it doesn't say anything about,
Yeah,
I think it's just like physically interacting with things.
yeah, it's like parlor tricks.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't turn the entire party invisible with prestidigitation?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, a little powerful for a cantrip.
How's
You could maybe cause a minor distraction with a little prestidigitation, but full invisibility is a little out of reach.
Yep, no worries.
Yeah, it says you or a creature you touch. I actually took that one. Yeah.
Okay. And these, so the wave crashing that we hear, is it a regular, like he can set a watch to how
Yeah,
often?
definitely.
Okay.
Every few minutes, if you count it out.
And can we kind of discern how far away it sounds?
I mean, it's thunderous, but not deafening at this point. So you suspect, and like whatever it is able to like shake the entire cave. So whatever it is, you assume is very large, but probably further away.
Huh.
Vondel, you can definitely get. You've got like dwarven senses. You know that whatever it is deeper, much deeper into the cave.
Were there ever any, in the legends of Wave Echo, were there any recollections about why it has its name and what the source of that was.
Whoever wants to try can give me a history check.
Got it.
And Fondle, this is in regard to stoneworking, so
Yeah. Ooh. Give me
get that
20. Let's go,
double
Give me 20.
proficiency bonus.
I don't know if he's there actually.
Well, then we gotta wait.
I'm pissed.
This is important.
Actually, that should be so. That's actually an 18. Wrong mod.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
All right, I'm back.
Yo,
What's happening?
Big
you're
news.
making history checks to see why Wave Echo Cave is called Wave Echo Cave.
Does it have to do with the
Yeah,
origin
yes,
of stonework?
that is right. I'll give that to you because you're in a giant cave.
For the red wave.
For the stonework.
Finally came in handy.
Sweet.
Dude, it's better than the first edition D&D. One of the dwarves' vaunted abilities is that they are able to sense slopes or inclines in dungeons or caves.
Ooh.
I know, right? Pretty good. And there was only like one.
There's
Yeah.
a decline coming up.
Which is actually was important because generally the deeper you went in a dungeon, the tougher the monsters. So if you were like tricked into going lower in the dungeon by just like an inclined hallway that you didn't even notice took you down a level, it could be, but nah, it was garbage. All right, so Vondel and Knapp, actually everyone, I don't know how, but everyone has heard a tale of Wave Echo Cave. What happens? Yeah, like even though you're miles away from the sea, you know that there's some large underground water-filled cavern that gave the mine or gave the cave its namesake. Which you've heard it was connected to an underground hot spring, and the continuous boiling and surging and contracting of the water in the cave and such caused it to, splash back and forth and create these sort of wave sounds that echo throughout the cave.
Interesting. Is there other tales about the danger of it, as far as walking on certain areas of the cave that it like rushes over or anything?
You wouldn't. There's no tales that specific.
Okay.
Anyone who's entered here hasn't made it out alive.
So far, that's true.
Oh.
Sorry, Tharden.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Darius is gonna grab his torch and get on that rope.
I'm kind of
Get
worried
ahead.
about those of us in heavy armor. We can set up our climbers guild.
We'll be fine.
It'll be out.
Worrying. Stop worrying.
Yeah, so Darius, you slip down the rope, no problem. Land definitely on your feet.
So yeah, I'm gonna just kind of take my surroundings in, get a sense of. There's 2 tunnels leading out of this.
Yep. One to the northwest, one to the east.
Okay. So again, I'll kind of check to see if there are any remnants of tracks left behind by the killers.
Okay, give me a check. Yep, you can't see anything at this cave. Like, the bottom of this thing is totally dried out and it's solid rock, so
Okay.
not much to go on.
When the waves come, do I hear it more from one particular corridor?
No, not really. It's hard to tell. I mean, it's called Wave Echo Cave for a reason, so it just bounces off all the walls and reverberates, and you
Okay.
can't really tell the source. Definitely not from this far away.
Okay. Yeah, so he's, I guess he doesn't hear any voices echoing down the hallways. So he'll kind of just take up a position and let the other guys know that they can start making their way down here. Because it may be a little slower with the heavy armored guys.
Okay, so are you looking up through one of these entrances?
Yeah, and so when they start
Coming
getting
in?
ready to climb, he's gonna kind of walk up to the northern entrance and take a look down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask, is Canasta the only other person who doesn't wear heavy armor?
I don't wear heavy armor.
Correct.
Alright, I guess I'd probably want to go down next, just to...
Okay. Yeah, Canessa, you're not great at this kind of stuff, but with the rope and a solid anchoring, you're able to just climb down just fine.
I'm a
Taking it
mathlete,
easy.
not an athlete.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, Sodar put it in his stakes and start scaling down.
All right. Yeah. I mean, it's tough. You're carrying a lot of gear, but you're able to do it no problem. And Vondel follows shortly afterwards. Yep, you guys are fine.
All right. So yeah, Darius will. He's gonna take a step north and kind of try to peek down this long corridor. And
Okay. It's just. Okay. This area consists of numerous intersecting passages. The ceilings here are only 6 feet high, and several of the passages end in partially excavated rock faces.
are there any lit torches or lanterns or anything anywhere like lying around?
No. It's
Okay.
all completely
Just us.
dark except for the light you bring with you.
Okay. Yeah, so again, yeah, just actively looking for, keeping an eye out for traps or tripwires. Take a step through. You'll actually go and just kind of check down here. See if any of it looks like recently moved dirt at all, or if it's all kind of settled.
Yeah, this looks like really old tunnels and such.
Okay. So we'll head up this northern pass.
Okay.
And again, at this corner, he'll kind of try to peek around.
Are the rest of you just chilling?
There was like two corridors, right? There's a second one.
Mm-hmm.
I would kind of at least take a peek over the second one while kind of Darius kind of moved on just to see if I see anything.
Gotcha. Do you have a let's see. Do you have a light source or anything?
Yeah, I'll cast light on my warhammer, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, you shine it down. Like that. Yeah, and I guess you have dark vision too. What's the dark vision range? 60 feet.
Yeah.
And 23, 40. Okay. Let's. Interesting. Okay, so Darius, as you climb in there.
Just shout. I'll come running.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't see anything, I'll kind of move back towards the other passage and probably...
Yeah, I mean, it looks like another cave. It looks like you see it it opens up a little bit. You suspect maybe this used to be close to the main entrance or part of the main entrance back when it was there. Okay. Darius, as you're walking through this tunnel, as sort of your light fades and you leave your companion sort of back there in the darkness, you hear above you sort of a slurping and sort of greasy sort of sliding sound on the ceiling above you. And when you look up, you see this sort of like animated ooze sort of hanging above you on the ceiling, and it sort of like has like a proboscis, and it's like proboscis. That's I think that's how you say it. But it's sort of like reaching down towards you when you hear it. So why don't you all roll initiative? Or it's pseudopod. That's what it is. Proboscis is insectoid. I'm an idiot. Yeah.
Ah, Christ. Better be faster than this gelatinous pudding on the ceiling.
Oh shit.
My God.
It's not.
Oh yeah, right where I want to be.
Yep.